A Perfect Mistake, Chapter 11. Fine, fine. By the time Sam and I reach the end of my street, I want to turn back. There's a new red warning sign hanging from the chain over the entrance to the res. Warning, you are entering the South Mountain Reservation. No entry is permitted after sundown. It's still early, but suddenly this seems like a very bad idea. The dog lady's dogs are going nuts in her yard, jumping against her fence. Sam hops over the chain. It's now or never. I step over the chain like I'm stepping off the edge of the world. Everything looks so different in the daylight. The leaves are starting to change, orange and yellow and red. Above the trees, the sky is pale blue with wispy white clouds. To anyone else, this would look like something out of a storybook, but with every step I take, it gets harder to breathe. My chest feels tight and my palms are sweaty. Observation. The woods are scary quiet in the morning. I've never seen anyone hike in pajama pants, Sam says, making me jump. I look down. I'm still wearing my plaid pajama bottoms and sneakers with no socks. I'm also carrying my writer's notebook and a sparkly blue pen, which was the first one I found in Cal's console. I don't have a water bottle or a bag, but at least my phone's in my pocket. Meanwhile, Sam has a fleece over jeans, hiking boots, and a backpack with a water bottle and granola bars in the side netting. My stomach grumbles. I probably should have eaten more than a Pop-Tart before we left. I have an extra water if you want one, she says. I'm fine. I didn't have any of that stuff the night we followed Jared and Luca into the woods. At least this time it's daylight out. Sam hurries to keep up with me. Her short legs have to take 2 steps for every one of mine, but she's not complaining. Is that your writer's notebook, she asks. Yeah, there's a fresh rip along the spine and torn bits of paper hanging out the bottom from where I've ripped pages out. I bet Sam's notebook still looks brand new. Are you working on the observation assignment? She asks. I'm writing about contronyms. Did you know one word can have 2 completely opposite meanings? Like clip. Clip can mean fasten, or to detach. You can clip something on, but you can also clip it off. I'm staring at her now. You know what else is a contronym? She says. Fine. It means excellent or best quality, but also just barely good enough. Good or not good. Fine. Fine. We stare at each other. Observation. Samantha Bovella can go on a ridiculously long time without blinking. You really like words. I'm going to be a writer. Miss Little says I have talent. For a second, I'm let down that Miss Little hasn't said anything like that to me, but also surprised that part of me wants her to. What about the bakery? Sam's smile evaporates. I don't want to work at the bakery. I'm going to be a journalist at a major national news outlet. I just thought, because of your family, you must be a tourist, she says with another frown. Creative, but a terrible listener. Why aren't you doing this with Joey? Aren't you guys besties? I can barely keep up with the changes in subject. Not anymore. And I'm not a Taurus. My birthday's in October. Cool. Mine's in January. I'm a Capricorn. We reach the top of the hill, and it takes me a minute to find the trail that Jared took. The leaves are a lot less trampled. I keep stopping to make sure we're going the right way and to look for Will's glasses. He didn't have them when he got to the hospital, and the police didn't find them by the side of the road either, which makes me wonder where they went. Did Will lose them while he was running through the woods trying to catch up to me? If so, why didn't I hear him crashing around? Why didn't he call out? I know why he didn't use his cell phone to call home for help. The service in the res is terrible, but I would have heard him if he shouted. The closer we get to the roundhouse, the more I sweat. It's hard work hauling my big body around, but this is different. This is nervous sweats. A chipmunk darts past me and I half shout, which is ridiculous, but I'm on the edge of freaking out. Sam gives me a funny look and I tell myself to get it together. A millennium later, I finally see a flash of red brick ahead. My chest tightens. The police tape is still up, Sam says, as the roundhouse comes into view. The building looks different in the daylight, smaller, more falling down dangerous than haunted dangerous. The closer we get, the less impressive it is. Even the scary archway looks more like a busted old door than a gateway to the underworld, which means I'm out of excuses. I didn't come all this way just to stare at the outside of the building. Ohio. I take a breath and duck through the twisted metal bands in the doorway. It's darker inside than I expected. I stumble down the slope of loose gravel and stop, waiting for my eyes to adjust as Sam scrambles down to join me. Something scurries away in the dark. Imagine being surrounded by vampires, I blurt out. What? Nothing. I'm glad it's too dark for her to see me blush. Yellow lines emerge from the shadowy interior. More police tape. The ground is uneven and covered in broken bricks, crushed beer cans, and twisted train tracks. In the center of the space, rusty railings circle a pit the size of my house. There's a broken bridge over the hole with a big gap in the middle. I can't figure out what it's for. What is that thing? They brought train cars here to fix them, Sam says. She points to a tall set of doors. The trains came in and out over there. They turned them around on that bridge in the middle. It used to spin. She gets out her notebook and a flashlight. Come on, let's work the grid. She starts walking. I follow, spinning my fidget ring while I watch the slow swing of her flashlight. We pass 1,000,000 broken bottles, a busted grocery cart, and a faded plastic ride-on toy like the ones little kids use in their yards, but nothing that seems important to me. What exactly are we looking for? Clues, anything you recognize, signs of a struggle. Sam sounds optimistic, but I can't imagine we'll find anything the police haven't already found. There are footprints everywhere, overlapping in the dust. I wonder which ones are Will's, and my stomach churns. Sam flashes the light in my face. Hey, where'd you go? I was talking to you. I have ADHD, I blurt out. I brace for her to joke or laugh, but she just nods. Good to know, she says. My cousin has it too. Are you on meds? She says they really help. No, but I might try them. I just got diagnosed. Cool. She starts swinging her flashlight again. We circle back to where we started. Sam sighs. Nothing. Let's check the pit. I follow after her, but slowly. My legs drag like I'm walking through sludge. Did you guys climb over the bridge? She asked. I didn't. I was only here for a few minutes. Hot shame washes over me. I don't know if they did. Joey didn't say anything about it. Neither did Luca, but I know he's done it before. People dare one another to jump over the gap. She leans over the rusty metal railing. Do you see anything down there? The last thing I want to do is hang over the edge of a pit, but we came here to find answers. I grab the rusty railing and lean over it. At first, I can't see much. The hole is too deep and dark. Sam's flashlight isn't strong enough to see everything clearly, but it catches on shiny objects below. More junk. And water. The bottom of the pit is full of dark, still water that sends a shiver up my spine. It could be 10 inches deep or 10 feet deep. There's no telling. I imagine Will climbing over the pit, scared and outnumbered, and wish he'd never come here, or that I hadn't left him. Either way, I let him down that night. Sam's flashlight catches on something. It's glass. The bottle is shaped like a cube, but rounded with a long, thin neck. The label has a red diamond with a horseshoe at the top. My heart stops. I know that bottle. I would know it anywhere. It was halfway through the summer, and we were playing video games in Joey's basement like usual when Jared came down the stairs with a bottle in his hand. He saw us and made a face. Do you brats always have to be down here? He said. Joey stood up. We're not brats. Jared snorted. The evidence shows otherwise. Take it back, Joey said. As if. Jared hopped down the last 2 steps and started digging in the cabinet next to the wall, pulling things out and tossing them on the floor. Take it back, Joey shouted. Let's play again, Will said, but Joey wasn't listening. His hands were clenched around the controller. When Jared stood up with the bottle and a stack of red cups in his hand, Joey threw the controller at him. Jared ducked, dropping the plastic cups and nearly dropping the bottle. What the hell? What's wrong with you? He scowled at Joey. So you're a big man now? Is that it, little bro? Joey just stood there, his arms hanging at his sides. I tell you what, Jared said, shaking a plastic cup free. Why don't you show me what a big man you are? He walked over and set the red cup on the table. Then he opened the bottle and poured. Brownish orange liquid swam past a red label with a diamond and a horseshoe. Jared held out the cup. Here you go. Drink up, big man. Joey let out a breath and took the red plastic cup from his brother. Inside the cup was an inch of some alcohol that stunk so bad I could smell it from the other end of the couch. What? Jared said. You scared or something? Will and I looked at each other, and it was like we were making a promise that no one else could hear. We won't do it. I looked at Joey with the same message in my eyes, but he didn't get it. He was too busy trying to show Jared how tough he was. Is there a problem, little bro? Jared said. Don't be a baby. I'm not a baby. Then try it. Joey stuck his chin out and tipped the cup. He barely swallowed before he started coughing, spitting orange-brown liquid everywhere. Jared burst out laughing. Joey gagged, coughing even harder like he couldn't breathe. Will grabbed his water bottle and gave it to Joey. Joey shoved the red cup at me, and for some reason, I took it. Or maybe he almost dropped it. Somehow the cup ended up in my hands. Jared looked at me. Is it your turn next, big guy? My stomach dropped, landing somewhere near my shoes. The game blared in the background while my mind raced. I didn't want to try it, but I did wonder what it tasted like, and I also knew Mom and Dad would be disappointed if I tried it, but maybe it would be fine, even though Will was looking at me like I was a total traitor. Jared laughed and snatched the cup from my hand. I'm just kidding, he laughed again. Then he shook his head and walked away, taking the cups and the bottle with the red horseshoe label with him.